This Friday onwards, I'm going to start a new course by the name of Mastering the Yogas. Why this course? You see, there are numerous yogas mentioned in astrology. I think more than 1,500 yogas should be mentioned there in astrology. Now, what do we do with these yogas? Do you think that a direct application of the yoga is what is being called for? I don't think so. I don't believe that these yogas are to be applied as they are written. The yogas are to be understood with this understanding because see when astrological classics were written the purpose was to educate the astrological student worthy astrological student, but at the same point of time the astrological knowledge was to be kept hidden from those people who can misuse it. Nowadays misuse is very little, but earlier times the misuse was too much. Even nowadays also the misuse is too much if someone misuses it. So the concepts of astrology is written in such a cryptic tone that only discerning student who have learned under the guidance of a guru will be able to decode it, and normal people I believe will not be able to understand what is being talked about here. And the best way it is done through yogas, right? So a direct application of yogas does not yield much results, but my firm belief is that the yogas are to be understood, and the understanding should be applied to other areas of horoscope analysis as well. In this regard, today we will look at Gajkesari Yoga, right? Gajkesari Yoga is made when moon, from the kendras of moon, there is Jupiter. So kendra from moon is that Jupiter is with moon 4th house to moon, 7th house to moon, or 10th house to moon. Then Gajkesari Yoga is produced. The result of the Gajkesari Yoga is that one will have many relationships, many kiths and kins they will have. The native will be generous, polite in nature, right? Will have multiple properties and vehicles, will be a great ruler, the rulership position he will have, and the native will have long lasting reputation. Even after death, the native will have long lasting reputation, right? Now, many people are there who are born with Gajkesari Yoga, first of all. The principles are not, the results are not applicable as it is told. First thing is there. Secondarily, I always say to my students that whenever you read a horoscope, you just cannot ignore the basic principles of astrological horoscope analysis, right? So only if the 10th house and 10th lord is powerful, one will be ruler. Only when the 4th house, 4th lord is there, 4th house, 4th lord is powerful, only then the person will have multiple properties and vehicles. 4th house, 4th lord is powerful will indicate that person have many kinsmen. For politeness and generosity to come in nature, beneficial planet or Lagna lord is to be connected to Lagna. If these combinations are there, these results will also be present, whether there is Gajkesari Yoga or not. This is proven by experience. And the conditions that I told you with respect to 10th Lord, 4th Lord, and Lagna, 10th house, 4th house, and Lagna, 10th Lord, 4th Lord, and Lagna Lord, if these conditions are not there, then despite having Gajkesari Yoga, the results are not visible in the horoscope of people, in the lives of people, is what is very clear. Now, if the results are not visible, then why this yoga, Gajkesari Yoga, is mentioned? It is very revered yoga, very famous yoga, very popular yoga. What I believe that the Gajkesari Yoga highlights the importance of kendras, right? Jupiter in kendra to moon, right? That is the first point. Jupiter in kendra to moon. Now, kendra to moon is being highlighted here. First of all, we should understand a few things. I will use my slide what I don't generally use. Jupiter in kendra to moon. Now let's understand first point first. Kendras are the most powerful house. When it come to houses in a horoscope, Kendras are most powerful, say they have 100% strength. Panafar houses next to Kendra are second in power, say they are having 75% strength. Apoklima, which is after Panafar, have least number of strength, you say 50% strength. So, well, I think this house-based strength is very new to people. Many people don't know it. But as per the planet being situated in different houses, certainly house-based strength they gain. Now, in this house-based strength, there is something known as Digbal or directional strength. If the planet is losing directional strength, then certainly the planet will lose directional strength in Kendra itself. Then, despite the fact that Kendra gives 100% strength, the planet losing directional strength will not be powerful. However, the planet having directional strength, the planet having Digbal, first of all, he is already having directional strength. One thing. And secondarily, because directional strength will always be found in the Kendra, which is already having 100%, this planet is 200% powerful. This planet is very powerful. I always say that if there is a Digbali planet in the horoscope, and if you follow the profession of that Digbali planet, then the blessings of Narayan will come to you. The native will be very successful, right? This is standard funda. Now, the first thing that is being told, the quality of Kendra, that Kendra being a powerful house and any planet in Kendra being prominent is first of all highlighted here. Any planet in Kendra is prominent, right? Any planet in Kendra is prominent. Prominent, powerful. You see, all the 9 planets are in the sky every time. They are exerting their influence every time. Sometimes the influence is more, sometimes the influence is less. For example, in the afternoon, the influence of sun is very high. In the midnight, the influence of sun is low. Afternoon, sun will be in the 10th house, highest directional strength. Midnight, sun will be in the 4th house, minimum directional strength, right? That's the basic point. So all the planets are giving their influence always. But when the planet is in the prominent position, the influence of the planet is also prominent. And because of this influence being prominent, the nature, behavior, character of the planet also comes in the nature of the person born at that time, to the prashna asked at that point of time, or in the muhurta, which is set at that point of time, right? That's the basic point. The nature of planet is prominent. Now in Gajkesari Yoga, because in Kendra there is Jupiter, the nature of Jupiter becomes prominent. So long-lasting name, fame, status is a result of Jupiter. Right. So long-lasting name, fame, status is there. First thing first. Secondarily, the native being powerful, having power, status, position in life is also a trait of Jupiter because Jupiter is a minister. Having many kinsmen, being supported by many people is also indicated by Jupiter because Jupiter is the teacher of Devas and there are many Devas. Right, that is there. The native being polite and native being generous is also another quality of Jupiter. That quality is being highlighted here. Why? Because Jupiter is in Kendra. Kendra gives power to the planet, and as the planet becomes powerful, more of the nature of the planet comes to the nature of the individual, right? So all the planets are exerting their influence always. But as per the strength of planet in the birth horoscope, because at that point of time, those planets were being maximum powerful, person gets the nature of that planet prominently, and the nature of the weak planets is not well developed in the personality of the native. That is basic astrological understanding that you have to understand, right? So you see, even person having a weak Venus, even person having an afflicted Venus, they also have love and emotions in their life. But the fructification of love and the appearance of love in their life is minimal as compared to the one with a strong Venus, right? Because more Venusian influence at the birth time, more Venusian influence in your life, right? This way it works. So first of all, the Kendra quality of power. When we learn that Kendras are powerful, we think that it is only the Kendra from the ascendant. But first of all, this principle is telling you that ascendant and moon are equal. If Kendra from ascendant is powerful, prominent, Kendra from moon is also powerful, prominent. That is the first thing. So Kendra from ascendant is powerful. Kendra from ascendant gives very prominent result. Because of this particular reason only, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn being situated in Kendras from the ascendant creates Panch Mahapurush. In the Panch Mahapurush Yoga, Mahapurush is a great person. Mahapurush means great person. In Panch Mahapurush Yoga, person becomes the great person according to the nature of the planet who is creating Panch Mahapurush Yoga, right? Same principle goes to more or less moon also. The kendras from moon are equally important. The moon kendra is also having power. And because moon kendra is having power, any planet situated in kendra to moon, that planet also becomes powerful. And nature, behavior, character of that planet is also present in the personality of native. This is the point. So in the same line, you can say that if sun is in the kendra to moon, then in that particular scenario, the nature, behavior, quality of the sun, self-esteem, high morals, generosity, these things will be very prominently in the nature of the native. Sun being a malefic planet, certainly the nature will not be very good because malefic qualities of ego, etc., will also come. Right? Mars being in Kendra to moon, anger, aggression will come, negative qualities of Mars, but because Mars is commander in chief in life, name, fame, status, authority will also come. Mercury in Kendra to moon, the person will be intelligent, the person will be good in business, person will have many friends. These all good quality of Mercury will be there. Jupiter, so we have already discussed about. But other qualities of Jupiter, which is not mentioned also, you see, Jupiter is a very dharmic planet. Right? It indicates religion, religiousness. So that will also come. When Jupiter is in Kendra to moon, religion, religiousness is not mentioned, but that is a quality of Jupiter that will also come. Venus in the Kendra to moon, the love for beauty, luxury, happiness, comforts, the capacity to love, understand people will also come. Right? Saturn in the Kendra of moon, the good qualities of hard work, etc., will come. But the bad qualities of laziness and other things will also come, right? Same goes for Rahu and Ketu also. Rahu makes you clever, right? Ketu makes you very much interested into things, and person wants to get knowledge about things, get knowledge about things, about whatever things he's interested in through talking to people, right? These qualities are prominent in nature when these planets are in Kendra to moon. So first technique that comes out here, that if you want to analyze the personality of native, or if you want to analyze what good or bad qualities are present in the nature, behavior, character of the native, you see the kendras to moon, 1, 4, 7, 10 houses to moon. Planets situated there give their nature, behavior, and character to the native, which will helps you in the psychological analysis of the native. If the planet is even more powerful, kendra to moon exalted, kendra to moon vargottam, the quality is even very much prominent. In understanding the native, making a psychological profile of the native, understanding that what the native will prefer, etc., specifically in relationship matching, this is very, very important. Right? Someone who is having sun in Kendra to moon, very punctual. If the person is married to someone who is having Saturn in Kendra to moon, lazy, certainly you know that the marriage is not going to last for long, right? It will also give depressive tendencies and all of these things, right? This is first point that needs to be understood. Secondarily, as I told you, Kendra gives power. One thing I have always been talking about, once again, good time to repeat. Kendra gives power. Right? Kendras are the most powerful house. More powerful than Kendra will be a Digbal house. These are the house-based strength. Rashi-based strength, you know, exaltation, own Rashi, Mool Trikon, Vargottam, etc. Astronomical strength is retrogression. Different type of strengths for planets are there. They work in a different manner. Now, only because planet situated in Kendra is powerful house-wise, we also know that Nijbang is there. Now, two things is there. It is sometimes called as Nichbang Raj Yoga. It is not a Raj Yoga. Rajyog is a dubious word. Neech bhang is certainly there. Neech bhang, neech means debilitation. And bhang means cancellation. Cancellation of debilitation. Somehow people think that if cancellation of debilitation happens, if debilitation is cancelled, planet can produce Raj Yoga, which is not the case. A planet whose debilitation is cancelled does not become exalted, my friend. A planet whose debilitation is cancelled becomes a normal planet. So the basic point is that a planet who is debilitated is a weak planet, and being the weak planet, the nature, behavior, character, traits of the planet will not be present in the personality of the native. The good quality of the planet will be absent from the nature of personality of the person. And every planet have good qualities as well. Even worst malefics will also have good qualities, right? Planet is debilitated, that means planet is weak. Planet is weak means in Dasha Antardasha, planet is weak. In his Dasha Antardasha, he will be ruler, he will make you weak. First point. Secondarily, the nature, behavior, good qualities of the planets will not be there, and in nature, behavior, the weakness related to the planet will be there if a planet is debilitated. In the case of Neech Bhang, debilitation is cancelled. Why debilitation is cancelled? Because Neech Bhang will happen in Kendra. Kendra gives power arising out of Bhava. Right. So debilitation is cancelled. The planet does not become exalted, or the planet does not become powerful after the cancellation of debilitation, but the planet becomes a normal planet, a planet with mediocre strength. And being mediocre planet, however, whatever prediction you will make for a mediocre planet, that prediction you will give. Exalted Mars, very much control on anger. Debilitated Mars, very less control on anger. Mediocre Mars is person gets angry on whatever is to be angry on, right? So person gets angry occasionally when those things are heard which the person values most, right? So accordingly, the prediction should be made. So second thing I should clear for you that Neech Bhang is not a Rajyo. When Neech Bhang happens, planet becomes normal. This Neech Bhang is happening because of the fact because Kendra have power. So if a planet becomes weak through Rashi, what is happening in debilitation? If that Rashi happens to be a Kendra, then because Kendra gives power, house-based power to the planet, the loss of power through debilitation is lost. So you should understand that any planet in Kendra to ascendant, if he is debilitated, the debilitation is lost, the planet becomes normal. Or if any planet is in Kendra to moon, because Kendra gives power, the planet loses his weakness and becomes a normal planet. Right? Other conditions for cancellation of debilitation, if the planet is connected to the Rashi Lord, in whoever Rashi he is debilitated in, if a planet is connected to exalted Rashi Lord, then also debilitation of cancellation will happen. These conditions, I don't believe in these conditions. I think these conditions don't work, should not work. In experience also, it does not work. And through understanding also, it should not work. How from understanding it should not work? Because we have just understood that Kendra is a house which gives power. And certainly planet being connected to his Rashi Lord or exaltation Rashi Lord should not give any type of power to the planet by any virtue. Right? That's not what is the basic fundamental understanding of astrology. Right. So planet in Kendra to moon is powerful. Planet in Kendra to Lagna or moon. Right. Moon is equal to Lagna. Planet in Kendra to Lagna or moon is powerful. This forms the basis behind Neech Bhang combination as well. If the planet is weak who is in Kendra to moon, the weakness will be lost and the planet will become normal. Apart from that, because Kendra gives power, the planet will become prominent. And as the planet becomes prominent, the nature, behavior, quality, character of the planet will be present in the nature, behavior, character, quality of the native, right? Because of which the native will enjoy good result of the planets only if it is a beneficial planet, and good and bad results of the planet both if it is a malefic planet, right? These are two basic things which needs to be understood, right? This is very preliminary understanding. Now some advanced understanding can also be added into it, right? What is that advanced understanding? Kendra have influence. If you pay attention to the result, the native is polite, The native is generous. Because Jupiter is in Kendra to Moon, the influence of Jupiter is coming over Moon. And the politeness and generosity of Jupiter is coming over Moon, the mind, making the native polite and generous. So Kendra is mutual support producing, you can say. Or you say Kendras influences each other. This is very basic astrological principle. Right. But you see where the understanding comes from. Understanding comes from here. Kendra is mutual support producing. Kendras help each other. Kendras work in relation to each other. Kendras work in tandem to each other. Understand it this way. In Lagna, you are born. You will purchase the home. Home will support you. Fourth house. To purchase the home, you will do the work. You will do the work. Work will give you money. Work will support you in 10th house. Then you will have a wife in the 7th house. You will get the wife. Wife will love you, support you. Wife will maintain home for you. Wife will also give some professional advices to you if needed. So Kendras are mutually supporting to each other. Right? First you support the Kendras, then Kendras support you. Right? That's the basic point. Compare it to the trine. Lagna is you, 5th house is child, 9th house is father. Your father supports you till a point of time. After that, you are expected to support father. Right? You support your child till an extent, and then the child is supposed to support you. Right? But this is not as deep a connection as the Kendra connection is. So Kendra and trines both are mutual support houses. Compare it to the 6th house. Even if you start supporting your enemies, will your enemy also start supporting you? Dubious point. Right? This is the basic point. Kendra support each other, or in other words, say Kendra influence each other. I am going to tell you a very major principle of myself. A principle which is very useful, a principle which have rarely failed. Right? And I use it a lot in analysis, specifically analysis of significator. I call it the ebb and tide of planet, right? Ebb and tide of planet. I have talked about this principle much earlier as well. But where does this principle come from? Because you see, I do a lot of researches on astrology. But these researches are, it's not like, someone or something comes in my dream and I start doing a research, right? Further, only from the basic understanding of the basic astrological principles, you get the idea for research, right? That's the basic point. So ebb and tide of planet is what I call, simply because kendras influence each other. A planet in kendra to any planet supports and influences the planet, right? In simpler word, understand it this way. Planet in kendra to Venus will support and influence Venus. Simple as that. Now kendra is 1, 4, 7, 10. Direct order. Or 1, 10, 7, 4. Reverse order. If Venus is going in a male Rashi is Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Aquarius. Calculate 1, 4, 7, 10. If Venus is going in a female Rashi, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, or Pisces, count in the reverse order 1, 10, 7, 4. From whom? From Venus. Now see planets in these houses. If there are more than one planet, consider all. Arrange them in the order lowest degree planet first, highest degree later on. Why this way? Because when you enter a Rashi, you start from 0 degree, goes up to 30 degree. If there is no planet in the house, then consider the no planet in the Rashi, then consider the Rashi Lord. This will tell you about your experience in relationships, because you are taking Venus relationships. You take seventh lord, it will be marriage, right? So let me give you an example. Suppose a person will go into relationship for the first time around the age of 22 and will keep on enjoying relationships all up to the age of 60. After that, what is the enjoyment? No enjoyment. I never said again. That's the that's basic understanding. So 60 minus 22, it is a total of 38 years. Now let's divide this 38 years into four parts, because there are four kendras, 9.5 years each. Now let's understand this way. In our horoscopic setup, suppose Venus is situated. Along with Venus, there is Mercury. Fourth to Venus, there is Mars. Seventh to Venus, there is Jupiter. 10th to Venus, there is Rahu. So for the first 9.5 years, Venus will start with Mercury. Now Rashi will also be there. There will be condition of these planets. Mercury can be exalted, debilitated. All different permutations and combinations will be there. I'll leave it upon you to analyze. Right. I will just give you a simple analysis right now so that it sets in your mind very clearly. So say for first 9.5 years, Venus with Mercury will start producing the result. Because Mercury is there, because Mercury indicates friends, the person will be in love with friends. Because Mercury indicates calculations, person will be very much calculative in relationships. Because Mercury indicates rationality, person will be very rational in relationships, etc. for the first 9.5 years. After this, you say if this Venus is in a male Rashi, you will go to 4th house. If female Rashi, in the 10th house. So say it is in the 4th house. In 4th house, it will meet Mars. For the next 9.5 years, there can be fights. There will be arguments. There will be lots of lust in the relationship. All the relationship that the native goes through. Prominently spousal relationships, because it is there. Then after 9.5 years, Jupiter will come there. Because of Jupiter, ethics, morals, good conduct, right, will come into all the relationships for next 9.5 years. And for last 9.5 years, the result of Rahu, which is cheating, the result of Rahu, which is being very clever, the result of Rahu, which is being smart, the result of Rahu, which is deception, will come into relationships, right? So this way, for lifetime of a native, what will be the influences of Venus one by one can be decided very easily, right? Now, based on this itself, you can predict that, okay, from the age of 22, for the next 9.5 years, so from the age of 22 up to the age of 31, you were generally in relationship with your friends, etc. You were very rational in relationship. From the age of 32, all up to the age of 31.5, all up to the age of 41, there were many fights, etc. in relationships because of Mars. From the age of 41 up to the age of 49, your relationship and your experiences in relationship have been very good. You have become very ethical, moral, etc. So here it also indicates that between the age of 38 and 41, the person can be in extramarital relationship as well. Provided the fact that if this Mars is afflicted, then the native can be in extramarital relationship as well, which, however, between the age of 41 to 49 will become very good, very good, very better it will become. And from the age of 49 for the next, from the age of 49 all up to the age of 59 years of age, there can be deception, deceiving, etc. in the relationships that you are having at that point of time, right? If it is a spousal relationship, it is better to do the calculation from the 7th lord, which I take for spouse, and Venus, which I take for girlfriend, boyfriends only, right? This way, ebb and tide of a planet, ebb and tide is jar and bhata, right? Ups and downs related to a planet throughout the life of the native should be traced. This, in my experience, is a very good formula. Whenever I have to analyze any planet, I use this formula always. It have always given me very outstanding result, first of all. Secondarily, using this I am able to predict so many things. Look, see, saying the word that other astrologers cannot predict may seem egoistic, but what to do, right? This is what we have to say. At the end of the day, how do I put it? I don't understand. Say, you see, using this technique, I gave you an example of Mars, right? So using this technique, I know that between the age of 31 to 41, if the Mars in fourth house to Venus is quite afflicted and there is combination for extramarital affair, I can easily tell that between the age of 31 to 41, this person will be in extramarital affairs. After the age of 41, the person will leave everything, will learn a lesson, and then will be okay, good. In the last ages between 49 to 59, the person will have cheating, etc. in the relationship. Wife can become rebel, and at that point of time may choose to take revenge from the native. Now, this thing I can only predict using this technique. No other technique can help me predict this. And because I have researched this technique, I have taught this technique to my students, I can very confidently say that no other person can predict this, because until and unless you know this rule, you cannot predict such things, right? So such great predictions, such techniques give, which, many people cannot even think of, that predictions can even made this way. And to teach such principles, what does this principle do? This will improve your astrological analysis. This will take your astrological predictions one level apart. Now you choose to apply this technique to the horoscope of someone and predict it, or you don't choose to apply it and predict it. It all depends on you, right? You want to apply the technique, you don't want to apply the technique. It is all your choice, but you know the technique or you don't know the technique is what makes the difference. Can you do it or can you not do it is what makes the difference. You choose to do it or you don't choose to do it. That is your part, right? So teaching such techniques, such formulas, which gives you more details into prediction, which gives you better technique to predict even in a better way, to take the astrological practice of the student to next level, is my purpose in each and every course. The same is with this course also. I have just given you example of one yoga, Gajkesari. And I have only covered the yoga and the learnings from the yoga in a very concise manner, because certainly the time is limited, right? In the course Mastering the Yogas, I am going to take 50 such yogas, excluding Gajkesari, because that I have explained you in the this video itself. So more than 50, I am not saying which number, but more than 50 such astrological yogas I will take in the course. And we will analyze the yoga one by one, step by step, technique. So right now, what we have understood, how to do psychological analysis of the native. There is a very good technique related to matchmaking also that can be culled out of it, just based on the point that planets in Kendra to moon or ascendant will be a powerful planet, and these planets will deeply affect the personality, thinking, etc. of the native. Apart from that, the ebb and tide principle also helps you in timing of events and better understanding of the native, right? So this technique have given you these two things, and there are many, right? And this technique comes from just one yoga, Gajkesari Yoga. More than 50 such yogas I am going to teach in the course. So many different type of varied principles will be taught in the course. And not only this, because much time will be there, I will also try to cover planet to planet combination, right? Sun conjoined with moon, sun conjoined with Mars, etc., etc. Many results are written. Certainly they also don't work. Like Gajkesari, if you apply Gajkesari verbatim, it does not work. So planet to planet combination formulas, etc., does not work as people think that, it will directly work. So how to decode it, how to understand it, and how to make predictions related to planetary combinations when the dasha antardasha of the same planets come, etc., I am also going to cover very much in depth in the course. So this is a research course where I am teaching something which cannot be taught, which is not taught, which is not taught up to this extent, which cannot be taught very easily. Right now, how I choose to decode the formula, how I choose to decode the yoga, and what I choose to teach from that yoga is completely dependent on how the yoga is set up, which yogas I choose, and how I decode it, right? So it is a research-based course. I have handfully selected yogas to make the most out of our time and to give the most varied, most accurate, and most powerful principles of horoscopic analysis, dasha analysis, timing of events, and remedies to the student. This ebb and tide technique is a timing technique, right? It will help you in timing what is happening in relationships have nothing to do with dasha, right? So this is a timing technique, not a dasha technique. This is this clarification you have to make. So this is what I am going to do in course, and anyone who is interested in a research study of astrology, anyone who is interested in getting those insights in astrology which you will only get after spending a decade in astrology should join this course. That's all from my side for today. Thank you.